Good evening, good afternoon, rather. I got to revisit Camelot. Uh, Camelot is. Let me turn this off. We had something. Went against the grain at one time. More or less likely than NWO trying to work any order, but we got a thing back here that's saying of the copyright background music or something, which was downloaded from Facebook. Option music thing. Anyway, Camelot. I'm revisiting that thing. Uh, what does that mean? What is the uh, familiarness of Camelot? And what is the purpose and meaning of me being so fascinated by uh, that word, Camelot? Uh, Camelot in itself is a word, a phrase that can have absolutely no strong meaning. Camelot can be used as a place, and I would think back in the historical times, Camelot may have been a castle name. Camelot could just be a weight event. Camelot! Um, or it could just be a sense of form to raise question. Camelot for me is just that. It is a form to raise question. Um, Camelot is a foundational root or um, path um, to pretty much give a definition to it in a sentence in a form that better suits um, me or a message that's being prepared. And so I wanted to use that because it seems like in the time and age that we're living in that people are using a totally different outline. We have the Constitution that has governed our land and has given us familiar um, grounds or guidelines to live by, that we may live as American citizens. However, it seems now, and I was just listening to a song by Turin that says that, it seems that now right is wrong and wrong is right, and we need the Lord now. The old Thomas used to say, if it was ever a time that we needed the Lord, we need Him now. I've seen so many things in my days, and what I'm seeing now seems to be a manifestation of a bunch of overlays that has finally built to a premise that is widely known. We simply have taken no understanding and made it make sense somehow, if that makes any sense at all. It used to be a time you can hold a conversation with people and saying it made sense. The sky is blue, the ground is solid. However, nowadays Camelot seems to be the new norm. I think about our fights with NWO, and like Martin Luther King said, we're not asking for something that ain't already written down on paper, but yet it seems much resistance come through Camelot. Stuff don't make sense anymore. Me myself, I am a simple man. I realize that if you step up on a tack with no shoes soled that's strong enough to, or long or thick enough to prevent the tack from reaching your flesh, then you're gonna feel some pain. I'm just a simple man. However, though nowadays it seems that simplicity has been completely exhausted, and it's what makes one feel good. And the problem with that is that we got a lot of individuals, and so the United States of America was founded up on a constitutional guideline that gives illustration of a combined body agreeing that these things was good for us, and trying my best to stay in the speaking of a man, but biblically termed and put that these things that Christ had given us through the Bible are the good guidelines that governed our land. Now, with different religions rising up, with people desiring to take on different genders, being born one gender, and everybody is into this self mode, and the self mode seems to be speaking out stronger than the combined collective once known constitution that governed this land. We got folks that's going jumping the border, and it's accepted. To me, that's just an outright cry to say there's no longer any land that is of law. America is no longer has a law for, if the heads that be decide that we gonna pick and choose what is at law, then where do we stop? And me myself personally, I'd like to study things, and I know we all, well, I can't say all because I never interviewed everybody, but I know, as even with myself, I can have a killing instinct. But the difference between having the instincts of such and making a decision not to react upon that, all base and founds itself upon our Constitution, which if you get caught doing a crime, a murder, acting on those instincts, then there is reconciliation for acting upon those things. However, nowadays Camelot has locked the foundation. What is accepted seems to be accepted by them that's in power, or the majority now that's speaking. Now, that can be like an oxymoron within itself, because collectively we put together the Constitution. And so now, I guess collectively, individually, or the majority is building a new guidelines, a new pavement, and that would be okay if it's done legally. But seeing that there is very little guidelines to the law anymore, I guess a coup is accepted. Here's the problem with that thing is that I live here too, and until the laws say something different, then we that have adopted and accepted the Constitution of the land, we need to stand up and say something. Camelot has its place, but Camelot does not have any grounds to stand up on, because Camelot can be whatever a person desired to be But thank God for the Constitution that's wrote down on the paper. So we at A.A.I ain't asking for anything different, none other than what's been written on paper.